Hello boss babes and bosses out there. So in this video, I'm going to share with you freelancing terminologies that you need to know if you are an aspiring or newbie freelancers. So basically, isi-share ko sa inyo tong mga words na to. Maybe nabasa nyo na to or narinig nyo na to, pero you really don't know talaga kung anong ibig sabihin ng word na yun. I think I'm going to do a series for this one. Para mas mag-gets nyo talaga, I'm going to give the simple definition of it, kung ano talaga yung meaning lang ng word na yon, and then paano to siya ginagamit sa conversation. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive in. So for the first word that I'm going to share with you is the SOP, or Standard Operating Procedure. So before kasi, yung client ko, pinagawa ako ng SOP. So sinabi ko lang na, yes, sure, I can do that for you. Pero hindi ko talaga alam ano yung SOP na ibig sabihin niya. So I tried to research it, and meaning pala nun is Standard Operating Procedure, wherein you will document everything step by step kung ano yung ginagawa mo sa task na yon. So for example, sabi ko na I'm asked to do an SOP on how to upload blog articles sa WordPress. So as in literally step by step, ang ginawa ko pa nun is that naglagay din ako ng mga screenshot para mas may visual saan banda yung pipindutin mo if you are going to do this or that. Very detailed documentation yung ginagawa ko para sa kanya kasi gusto niya na well documented yung process namin. Pero what I did before, after the written talaga na step by step, like step 1, step 2, step 3, gumawa din ako ng recorded version of it. Like, na-record ko yung screen ko pero hindi na ako nag-talk, wala na akong voiceover. Just purely recording everything lang. You can also do that if you want as well. Tapos, yung recorded na yun, in-upload ko din sa folder namin. Tapos, nilagay ko lang yung link para kung gusto nila na ka-video siya, they can just watch the video or pwede na lang i-check na written siya. So, for the second word is yung kick-off call or kick-off meeting. So, ito yung always din na ina-ask sa mga nakikita ko ng comments na ano daw yung kick-off call? The same ba to siya sa discovery call or discovery meeting? So, this is different. Very different sila. The agenda for that meeting is hindi na to discover if fit ba kayo to work together. Kasi yung discovery call, parang you are going to discuss more on the project, kung ano yung gusto na goal ni client. Titignan mo if matutulungan mo ba siya sa business niya, yung ganon. Kick-off call or kick-off meeting. Ito yung first meeting na mangyayari to set the right people in the right position or role at the right time. Ito talaga yung first meeting after kayo nag-agree na mag-work together kayo. I think I've already made a video na kung ano yung i-ask nyo during the kick-off call or kick-off meeting. Ano yung mga things that you need to discuss with your client. So, you can check out this video here if you want to know. Pero yeah, basically talaga, dyan mo, i-ask ko ano yung mga need mo sa client mo, i-discuss mo sa kanya kung ano yung target nyo or goal nyo for the first week or for the first month of work, yung ganun. You have to discuss para alam niya yung timeline na ginagawa mo para sa business niya. If malaki kayo na team or at least marami kayo, hindi lang ikaw at si client, dito din mangyayari yung parang i-heads up mo or sasabihin mo sa team mo na, hey, I need you by Wednesday kasi by Tuesday, tapos ko na yung copywriting. You as a graphic designer, hopefully by Wednesday, you can also send the graphics. Yung ganun. Yung parang magsa-strategize kayo kung when papasok yung graphic designer, kung when ba magpapa-approve, and the like. Making sure that you are on the same page ng team mo and ng client mo, and alam nila kung ano yung i-expect nila on that week, ano yung kailangan mo on that week, ano yung ma-deliver on that week or on that specific time frame na ginawa nyo for his or her business. So, for the third one, ito yung stand-up meeting. Okay, so meeting tayo ngayon. Nakakalito kasi ang daming names ng mga meetings. Pero basically, yeah, meeting, catching up kind of thing. Pero meron siyang mga specific na i-talk about lang or i-agenda mo lang ba. Itong stand-up meeting, this is a very short and quick meeting lang together with your team. Quick update lang kung ano yung task mo for that week or for that day. Basically, ang mangyayari dyan talaga sa stand-up meeting, lahat kayo magsasabi magsasalita kung ano yung mga goals nyo for that week or day, and then sasabihin mo din kung ano yung mga roadblocks na nakikita mo na pwedeng makahinder sa pag-deliver mo ng work mo. Yung ganon. Usually, ang mga kasali na to is nagsa-stand up lang talaga. Like, nakatayo lang talaga to make sure that the discussion is not that lengthy. Sa experience ko before na meron akong stand-up meeting talaga, makikita ko na yung mga nasa office talaga, nagsa-stand up lang talaga sila while talking to us. Nakapalibot lang sila sa isang monitor, and then may isang camera doon na nakikita sila lahat, naka-stand up sila. Kami naman sa nasa remote, no? Hindi talaga kami nakatayo, nakaupo lang kami facing the laptop. So, yeah, just really super sweet and super quick. Another term naman of meeting, ito yung pang-apat natin na word, is yung touch base. Okay, so I'm gonna share this one kasi before then, nalilito din ako. Every time sasabihin ng client, okay, let's touch base later when I get home. Like, okay, what's touch base? So, research naman ng tita nyo. So, ayun pala, gusto lang niyang makipag-reconnect sa'yo and get some updates with regards to your task and some other things na kailangan nyo i-discuss. Ayun, parang quick meeting lang siya din. Ang nagkaiba lang is yung term. So basically, every time na magta-touch base kami, very quick call lang siya. I think less than 30 minutes lang. And mag-a-ask lang siya, like yung ano yung mga ginagawa ko personally, anong pinagkakabisihan ko on that day. And then, sa work din, mag-a-ask din siya kung ano daw yung mga task na pending ko pa, ano yung task ng mga natapos na, saan ako banda nahihirapan, saan ko need ng help. And yeah, ganun lang. Mag-share lang din siya ng konti. And then that's it. Yung parang very quick catch-up lang talaga para mas ma-monitor niya kung ano yung work progress ko. The next word is deadline. Etong deadline na to, as in, na-remember ko pa na mayroon nag-comment sa YT video natin. And then nag-ask siya na, always mong mention ang word the deadline. May I know ba what do you mean by the deadline? So, for the word deadline, it's just also the same. Sa deadline before, nung nag-aaral pa tayo basically, like kung merong project, di ba, sasabihin ni teacher na, okay, this project should be done before some break, dapat napasa niyo na to. Yung ganun. This is a time or a day where kailangan mo na i-submit yung task or project mo sa client. Just one tip lang. I'm pretty much sure na na-mention ko na to sa isang video ko. Na-ask yan si client eh, okay, so Suzy, how long do you think it would take for you to finish this one? Like, ikaw yung magsiset ng deadline. Always talaga na mag-give ka ng extension for yourself. Like for example ha, if the client will ask me to do a social media campaign planning or content, let's say sasabihin ko na, kaya ko yan siya by 1 week kasi alam ko na yung target market, yung tone of voice nila and branding nila. So I guess 1 week would be enough. Pero yung sasabihin ko kay client, hindi talaga 1 week. Sasabihin ko, please give me 2 weeks for me to be able to deliver this project. You know? Pero, of course, before 2 weeks pa lang, present ko na yung social media campaign ko kay client. So, by the time na i-check niya for approval, kahit pa ipa-revise niya, at least I still have time pa to revise it. Hindi yung parang wala ka ng time. When you say 2 weeks, like, that's the final project na matapos. And, kung wala na ipa-revise si client, so all good ka na, 1 week pa lang, diba? So, plus points na yan. So, masasabi ni client, ang fast niya magtrabaho. Like, I expected 2 weeks pa, pero 1 week pa lang na-deliver niya na. Before I'm going to give you the last term or the last word for this video, if you find this helpful, please don't forget to subscribe so that you can get more freelancing content sa akin. This is very helpful for aspiring and newbie freelancers. So for the last word that I'm going to share with you guys is the word milestone. This word is a specific point or event or action where you can measure progress sa project mo or sa task mo. Parang marker point siya na nag-i-indicate na you are creating a progress or may changes sa project mo or sa dine-develop mo na trabaho. Parang you are one step higher sa before na state, yung ganun. I'll give you a couple of examples sa mga milestone ha. So for example ha, you are a social media manager and you are handling clients' social media accounts. So for example, nag-handle ka ng YouTube video niya. It's your first time to get 1,000 subscribers. So that is a a milestone. Getting 1,000 subscribers is a milestone. So, you can celebrate that. You can post that on your social media, Facebook man, or mapa Instagram, or sa community mo, sa YouTube. You can also post that as a milestone. And ano pa ba? If you uploaded 100 videos na sa, let's say, Facebook mo or sa YouTube mo, so that's also a milestone. Another example, if you are not a social media manager, let's say, getting your first paid client. That is already a milestone as a freelancer. If you are still starting and first time mong nakakuha ng paying client, then that is a milestone for you. Congrats for that, okay? You can post that as a milestone. Yung parang you are just sharing your journey lang ba na today, this is my first time na nakakuha ako ng paying client. Or maybe it's your first time to get 2 digits per hour na project. So, that's another kind of milestone then if you are a freelancer. Or maybe this is your first time to handle multiple clients at the same time. That's a milestone. Nag-level up ka. That is in progress ka. Yung ganun. That is a milestone. I hope sa mga na-share ko ng mga terms, nagkaroon kayo ng idea na, oh, yan lang pala yung ibig sabihin nun. I still have a lot of words na nakalist na maraming nagtatanong din kung ano yung mga words na yun. Especially mga aspiring and newbie freelancers, nakaka-study pa lang talaga kung ano talaga yung freelancing. Meron talaga kasi mga terms na parang pang-freelance term lang siya. Pang-freelance term. Meron talaga kasi mga terms na hindi siya masyadong familiar sa ibang industry pero sa freelance always siyang ginagamit. And maybe you are one of those people na hindi nyo alam kung ano yung mga terms na yan. Hopefully, this series will help you guys understand more the freelancing world. So, if meron pa kayong words na na-confuse kayo kung ano talaga yung meaning nun, don't forget to comment it below. And if you like this kind of video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, 𝐏𝐸𝐴. And don't forget to join our Facebook group. I'm ready to boss up by 𝐏𝐸𝐴 so that you can also share your output there. And you can also ask some questions there. My team and I will really try our best to answer questions there. And don't forget to follow and be interactive sa Facebook page natin at BossedUp PH, and follow us on our Instagram accounts at 𝐏𝐸𝐴 and at BossedUp PH. So yeah, hope to see you guys on my next one. Bye!